Hey everybody, it's Beth. Today I'm using this napkin I got from Dollar Tree and this wood hanger I got from Dollar General. I started by painting the wood hanger with plaster colored chalk paint by Waverly. I gave that full coverage. I then opened up the napkin and cut out a section of it, removed the second layer from it, and then used a paintbrush and just added a tiny bit of water to the edge and pulled off the little sections. I ended up adding some twine, so you can skip that step if you make this project. I added Mod Podge where I'll be placing down the napkin, dried that completely, and then placed down the napkin onto the dried Mod Podge. I then added some parchment paper on top of that once I had it set into place, then used my travel iron to iron that on, reactivating the Mod Podge and sealing the napkin. Next, I sanded off the excess napkin. I added a layer of Mod Podge to the top of the napkin, and I made sure to go completely to the top of it because I'll be adding that twine that I had talked about right where the napkin and wood side meet. So the twine is placed down on the Mod Podge while it's still wet. Once I had that set, I used my heating tool to dry that and make sure it was fully attached, just touching up a spot in the end where the Mod Podge didn't stick. I trimmed up the ends of those. I then moved on to these wooden letters I got from Amazon. They're 3/4 inch. I painted those with moss color chalk paint, and that's also by Waverly. Next, I'm making a twine flower. I wrap it around my fingers about 10 times, pull that loop off my hand, and then take another piece of twine and loop it around the center and just make sure that it's in the center before I pull it tight and knot it a couple times. And then cut off the excess, as well as those excess pieces from when I started and ended the loops. I made 2 of those. I then fanned out the loops, and then I placed one on top of the other. That creates the flower look. And then I hot glued each of them into place, starting with the first one and then the second one on top of that one, going in the opposite direction. For the center of the flower, I took another piece of twine and made a knot and cut off the excess from that knot. Then take the twine and keep wrapping it around that knot until I have a flat circle. And then I take the twine and tuck it underneath that circle I made and hot glue both of those down, cutting off the twine. And the ends of that twine I had added down on top of that napkin were starting to pull apart and fray. So to just keep them closed, I added some Mod Podge to the ends of those. And then placed down the wood letters. Once I had them where I wanted them, I added tacky glue to the backs of them and placed them down. I then needed to add another hanger, so I take the twine again, add some tacky glue to the ends of that and twist it so it goes through that hole easier. Cut off the excess after I made a knot and added some tacky glue so it did not open up. And then did the same thing on the other side. And that is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.